Hello everyone, Billy Throttle here. We're back with another custom Peglin run today. We are on the round roll and we're gonna just do a poison build. So we've got, pretty much if it said poison, we grabbed it. So we got a Spinfection Sting, a Toil and Trouble, a Cauldron Bubble, which, you know, AoE, this is targeting, this is, you know, front, you know, just attacks normally. And you got Double Double, which doubles up, initially just Spinfection, but eventually everything else, all of their debuffs on enemies when you level it up. But so that's the orbs we've got, and then we've got like grubby gloves, so attacks will apply Spinfection, choke mod bombs will apply Spinfection, crystal catalyst that increases the damage. The enemy take 2 times damage. I think they revised this one recently. I think it used to change per act. And Spinception, where Spinfection increases. So if it said, like I said, if it said Spinfection, we kind of grabbed it. So steady scope if we want better chance to crit. Although we did get rid of our evasive maneuver orb. Bombs activated. Nearby pegs? Sure, why not? Alright, got Leshy as our boss. I'm curious to see how this is going to work out, because I feel like a lot of times I've tried to run Spinfection builds. They've often... They often kind of didn't scale quick enough. I have a feeling that by grabbing all the things that say Spinfection, we would be proven wrong, and I just normally don't have enough. But I guess we will see. And then ultimately, I guess it'll be a good test against Act 4 boss to kind of see how a good Spinfection build matches up there. Alright, we're a little short on gold. So we can't hit this elite if we hit this elite or get this chest. Probably not looking to do this shop. Maybe we go towards the elite. We can come down either to this chest or to this elite. So let's go right. Alright. I know this does no damage, but we're gonna shoot it off anyways. Just well, guess it applies to Spinfection still. We'll eventually try to remove the Pebble, and we might double up on some of these Spinfection relic or orbs as we come across them. Okay. We said we were missing. Let's miss the first shop. There is a second shop here. All right. I'm feeling artificially strong due to all of the extra stuff we injected at the beginning of the custom run, but sometimes when I do these custom runs, I wonder, like, should I like skip the first relic since we're loading up on them? But I guess kind of like a showcase of, you know, of a build style. So you don't want to like only grab a little bit. You want to really get everything. So a true test of like a kitted out build would be. There's another Spinfection Sting. I think for now, let's level up some of the stuff we have. Spinfection Sting's probably the one that I want the least if I'm going to get duplicates. So, this Spinfection is really nice against this boss in particular because this boss outputs the slimes with all of its debuffs. So they're all going to come out with a bunch of Spinfection and gonna die immediately. looks, I guess some of these relics, or some of these poison orbs they do Spinfection based on if you hit a crit or not. So I guess adding some extra crits to the board wouldn't be terrible. We just talked about adding extra crits to the board. Although I think adding some Illusion eventually wouldn't be the worst. Alright, so we do go this way first, because we can still get to the chest if we wanted. I don't actually want to remove an orb. Well, I do want to remove an orb. Sure. We are kind of strong here. Yeah, I think we are going to, okay, I say attempt to head towards the elite. Sure, we'll just fire at the guy in the back. Cauldron Bubble would have been a nice orb to have near the top here, but never mind, we're just wrecking everybody anyways. Maybe I should have moved my my marker here just to give us another minute on the board. Alright, let's start saving our gold for the... I believe there was a shop in the second half we're going to try to go to. Fantastic. No, just talking about aiming towards crits. I probably should just directly went after that one, but... yeah, Cauldron Bubble's not as big of a bump compared to some of the other ones when you get the crit, but still helpful. Alright, Piercing. Piercing works well with Spinfection Stink, so we can crit, or we can apply extra Spinfection to more people. But I think I do want to go for a little bit of healing, so we're going to go Popping Corn. And here's our shop, so let's maybe go... doesn't matter, we're probably going to go through the fight. So maybe we'll try to sneak out a little gold. I'm not as worried about Misnavigation now that we have Popping Corn to fill our health back up. Whenever a crit is hit, convert 2 pegs to crit. So this guy always seems like he starts so close to you, but he's been handled without using a bunch of bombs. Oh, we're at 100 exactly, so we get 2 relics if we want them. Okay, first we'll look up here. Extraordinary. We were talking about Extraordinary in our last run, because I think I took it one other time where it didn't seem like it was being affected by Must Circle and Spin-S, whereas All or Nothing, which is the crit version of this, it was being scaled by that, so I am going to test that sometime. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Another Spinfectious Sting. I think we pass on those. Attacks apply darkness to enemies. For Filibuster. Parallel Boomiverse. Whenever bombs are created, create additional bomb. We do have a little synergy with Enhanced Gunpowder, but I'm trying not to do too much bomb stuff here. So maybe we just take like... let's take Sand Arrows. I'm thinking gonna head for Act 4. Be nice to add the darkness, which we can hopefully multiply with these, what's it called? Double. And I guess we could take a Filibuster, a little more AoE, but we're hoping to do a lot of our damage with Spinfection. Oh, looks like we missed the elite. Let's skip straight to Cauldron Bubble before we start taking some ping damage. We may still take some damage. No, okay. Alright, I think I will take a second Cauldron Bubble, though. Let's try and sneak a little more gold out of here. We have nothing we need to remove right now, so let's upgrade our new Cauldron Bubble. Alright, let's hit that crit. It's a little early, but we will multiply that Spinfection on him. I'm gonna say he's gonna be dead really soon, especially with the like buffed up Spinfection. All right. We're gonna focus mainly on Spinfection. I do like Darknessy Terriball. The darkness comes in handy. The overflow is really nice. Half decent damage for targeting orb. So, I am a big fan of Rub Orb too, but yeah, we're sticking with this lineup here. Probably grab another double. Probably wouldn't mind another Toil and Trouble. Spinfectious Stings, probably just gonna stay a single orb. Alright, so if we upgrade double now, it also doubles the amount of darkness and exploitable. And see, Focus Blast. Bombs deal -2 self damage and 4 times enemy damage, but only affect targeted enemy. Well, their status symbol, 2 times intensity on all of our stuff, on all of our Spinfection. That feels like the way we have to go here. See, no treasure nodes. Start the next act by fighting a mini-boss. Or second boss fest. Let's do second boss fest. I like getting it out of the way, especially when you feel, you know, a little strong, you know, that you don't have to worry about the extra. All right, so we do have to really try to hit crits now, which we did not. Although, you know what? Things like Toil and Trouble do still apply the debuff, which is fantastic. If that was Spinfectious Thing, that would not have worked. So all the more reason for us to take more, is it Toil and Trouble? As long as we stay away from our direct damage orb here, we should be fine. And since we only have one, there's no reason we can't. It would be neat if there was a relic that a lot of other games that have like status effects like this, you know, have a relic that passes remaining, you know, poison onto remaining enemies. Feel like that would be really strong with how you can add it up quickly here, but I feel like that's something that could be added. Then we got two shops this way. Probably just gonna go this way. I don't feel like I really need all the shops and I don't have a ton of money. It gives us some time to upgrade some of these guys too. We'll just upgrade one at a time. All right, navigation. Oh, we do have was it enhanced gunpowder. So we should try extra hard to get the extra relic. Refresh on reload. We are in a weird spot where some of these events could include orb removals, and we don't have any pebbles anymore. So normally I hunt down a lot of events in Act 2, particularly because of the orb removals, but not kind of prioritizing them now. That was real nice with navigation inflation. Enter passageway, so I assume that takes me here. No, let's continue. Alright, and this guy should be a pushover too. Once again, only have one targeting orb. So, I mean, that's would turn him around the other direction, but he's gonna die pretty quick from all this poison. Cruciball. Okay, pincher maneuver is a really good one to have too. Since it kind of attacks twice, so we'll be applying a lot more poison with that. It was one I was considering grabbing at the beginning, knowing how good it could be, but it didn't say poison, so I was like, well, hopefully we'll come across it in the run. We got grabby hands, which doesn't really matter in this case, it's just extra damage for flying enemies. Most of our damage is coming through Spinfection. Skip straight to Toil and Trouble, hit this guy back here. Yeah, you can see how much is being applied so quickly with the kind of pincher maneuver double triggering. I think we're going to look for one more Toil and Trouble, one more double, and, you know, we'll grab those if we can find them. I will attempt to go left. We'll probably misnavigate. We didn't misnavigate. Well, we didn't go into the fire, at least. Whenever you lose X health, gain 2X Ballusion. I believe that's our first source of Ballusion this run. Okay, no ranged guys on the board. What I might do here... Nah, we'll just attack with this. Okay, and this will hit back here too, since we have pincher maneuver. I was gonna skip ahead, try to get to like our cauldron bubble, but kind of unnecessary at this point. Alright, so all of our stuff's upgraded at this point. Fine, some more chance to collect a little bit of gold. Let's go straight to Cauldron Bubble. I mean, this is kind of like, I would say, the ideal poison build. So it's no surprise that we're as strong as we are. But nothing to upgrade, nothing to heal. We will take some damage in this fight, most likely from killing some of the portraits, but it shouldn't be too bad. I have a feeling we are just going to put so much poison on the paintress that she'll die probably. Maybe by the time we're reloading here. Maybe it would be neat to have a... Oh, we didn't even get to the double. I was gonna say maybe we need to have an orb that triggered a poison on like the enemy, or increased poison for every crit you hit. Haglin Satchel, Deep Fresh Potion, Molten Mantle. We're not doing damage. I don't want to lose my only refresh right now. I don't really want to add stuff. I know I could probably remove them, especially with some of the gold required, so we're just going to skip here. Whenever you add an orb, you must remove a non-pebble orb. Health is wealth, and next act purchases will cost some HP instead of gold. We'll just do the bulwark for all work. Next act enemies will gain 5% of their max health in bulwark every turn. I don't think that's going to matter here. Minesweeper boss. It would be nice to hit a crit, but we don't have to put poison with this guy. Duplicate all orbs, duplicate a random orb. We could probably duplicate all orbs. We said we want an extra double. We want an extra, or not extra toil and trouble. We want an extra double. We didn't care about Spinfection sting. We'll get 2 extra cauldron bubbles. I mean, doesn't feel bad. Or we could I guess there's no downside. Just duplicate a random. I don't want to like bloat my deck. I want to make sure I get to these, but I guess I do really want another one. Here, let's duplicate all. And then we will hopefully maybe remove some of the extra stuff we don't want here. All right, where are the shops? Of course, they're split down the bottom, so we'll only get to see one shop if we're lucky. Let's go to the right. We'll just take our chest. Strange brews, fine. I think we'll try to get a free relic here. We're not having any luck with that. Okay, this one that could backfire and hit us with some damage, so we'll play it safe. Let's see, got looking for a money build here. I was hoping to head left. I think we're gonna head towards the chest. Would like to get some gold. Okay, pretty good. Hey, it's the little rainbow slime. So he didn't last very long. This double's not that important right now. Well, I mean, I guess it did kind of really speed up those kills, as I say, but crucial for the bosses, I'm sure. All right, we did get an extra double from when we duplicated everything, so I think we will skip this one. We mentioned about going to the chest. Oh my god. Alright. Didn't even have a cauldron bubble to lead this off, but... Alright, this should probably finish everybody off. Yes. Alright, let's head over towards the middle, because that's where our shops are. Just the mirror left, which will die of its poison this turn, but even if we did nothing, but... Alright, so if we go left, we automatically hit a path with a shop. This could be a Jesus takes the wheel moment. Going for our free relic. Almost had it, almost had it. Alright. Okay, so it looks like we don't have any elites along the way, so... And we do have a couple fights if we need to heal up. Do we remove all of our orbs now? Do we abandon the poison build? We will remove an orb. And I think it's probably safe to say Spinfection Sting. I mean, it does 9 Spinfection on crit, but we do actually have to crit for it to do damage, for it to apply any Spinfection, so... yeah, let's just get rid of that. 9 is a nice amount, especially when it's getting doubled with status symbol 2. We could take an ambidextrary. Let's see. Okay, let's take ambidextrary for sure. Tactical trait, not a huge fan of. Flaunting Gauntlet, sure. Duck and cover, sure. Counterattack. Whenever you evade an attack, the attacker takes damage equal to the amount of positive status effects you've applied to yourself and negative status effects you've applied to enemies. Well, that's really good too, especially with how much poison we're adding. And then if we were to remove another one, I kind of don't want to take Spinfection Sting out just because it is a poison orb. Do I just trim back on my cauldron bubbles? I think that's the call. We want to make sure we can get to those doubles whenever we need them. Should have just skipped ahead to Cauldron Bubble, but I think we'll survive. Let's see, give me a refresh. Let's just take a heal. We have extra money that we don't have any use for at the moment, so. Actually don't see a crit in our future with this shot, so let's skip straight to the Toil and Trouble. Okay, so this does not matter whether we hit crit or not to do any kind of doubling effect. Let's go say hi to the Minesweeper boss real quick. Okay, and then let's double. Let's see, we don't hit him twice here, right? We do hit him twice. All right, so he'll probably die after this shot here. I wasn't sure exactly how Pincher Maneuver is going to handle the extra enemies on the board. Alright, we will accept the challenge. What do we want here? We could take Kinetic Meteorite. Probably just Kinetic Meteorite. Well, does that even matter? Because we don't need to hit a ton of pegs, but we also don't really need damage either, and that takes away our... I guess we have 2 discards at the moment, since we have Ambidextrary. Yeah, these all kind of seem irrelevant to the build, but I guess we'll just take Kinetic Meteorite. Maybe I'll have a better chance of knocking stuff out, knocking like the seals out in the eye fight. It would have been nice to hit there. I guess it's only one extra Spinfection, and we got there by other means, but I don't often get hit by these guys. I think they might do some max HP draining, which is unfortunate. It's also unfortunate that our refresh is kind of like hidden on the outside track of this helix kind of bit. So we have to try to dig that out. Oh, that wasn't even close. Okay, it was actually... Okay. So it's not completely covered up. We're getting lucky in dodging here. Let's just skip straight here. I think if we double up to, I don't even... So it's like 1,500 damage, and then we're gonna double. It's 3,000, so it should die in a couple turns, but not immediately after this shot. At least I don't think so. Yeah, max HP hits. That's a little unfortunate. Once again, our refresh is hidden on the outside. Okay, we do have a nice line of transparency, so this will pass through everybody. All the crits are hiding. Come on. I mean, this guy dies from poison, but it would be nice to, as I say, kill him before he attacks. He won't hit us, but I guess it'll have our evasion, unless the blind is the culprit for the miss, but see, exacerbate's kind of like a double light, since it does increase enemy debuffs. But yeah, I think since it doesn't specifically say Spinfection on it, we were going to pass on it. Probably going to just take the max HP option here. I clicked too fast. Alright, beleaguered boots it is. I was just trying to click through to get to, like, you know, just being impatient. Skip, skip, skip. Hit the refresh. Hero's backpack. I mean, that would add a little bit of damage onto a couple of these. Not the biggest thing in the world. Short stack, tax gain -1/+1 for every crit on the board. What we do have a few crits already. Maybe that's better than Hero's backpack. Hero's backpack, I guess, would give... No, it wouldn't give Spinfection Sting additional damage, so it would do damage whenever it doesn't crit. So let's take short stack. Crits refresh the board. Is that actually bad? Like if we're trying to activate the seals, is that... I'm not sure. I might also get rid of another Cauldron Bubble here. I feel like it's gonna be one of our weaker orbs in the Eye of Radia fight, since we're not looking to do AoE damage, and its Spinfection it applies is pretty low. Alright, extra crit, extra refresh. Shop noises. I guess we probably should take it. See, like something like this is gonna stack Spinfection on this enemy a lot quicker. At least single enemies. And then Cauldron Bubble would. Like, we're already at 50. Good dodge, as I said. I'd actually like to get rid of this guy pretty quick if possible. Just due to the fact that he's adding the fires that could reduce our max HP, which we accidentally didn't upgrade. We do actually have half decent damage numbers since we've taken short stack here. And we're not going to win on that damage alone, but it doesn't hurt. As this guy probably dies next trigger. Yes, okay, good. Let's double this guy up. And remember, at this point, we are also doubling things like Exploitable, which will increase our damage on everything. Oh, we're aiming at the wrong things here. I didn't pay attention. I don't know if I brambled one at one point, but I don't remember if I switched targeting or what happened there. Let's see, this guy needs a crit. I'm assuming it finds one before it leaves the board. It does. Duplication potion or molly flower? Let's take the molly flower. Actually, duplication potion probably was the call, because all these moving crits would just be extra damage. But $13K already. 15K. Now, I don't fully understand what's going on here, because I'm pretty sure normally this, like, the biggest number you would get in this fight would be 20K. And if we keep destroying these pegs, we'll definitely get over there, because we would only need, what, 8 more pegs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. Yeah, there's at least 20 pegs out here. So I'm not sure if it's like a round roll debuffs it's doing it or what, but it's kinda, guess I shouldn't complain. These guys, this cluster is going to be hard to find, or hard to hit. I didn't even see that one leave the board, but Oh, it does come down with all these. I don't know why I assumed that those would have cleared between phases. Like, I knew, like, the amount of intangible would carry over, but I didn't think the rest of these would. Once again, we're going to struggle without multi-ball to destroy the seals. Well, you can see we already have 999,000 exploitable. I believe we're going to have to get rid of the intangible eventually, because we should build up so much poison that hopefully that, you know, that will matter. I can already see our poison number being capped. Oh, is this the max that it goes 19k? Or is that just because of the intangible? Well, I guess if we added just a little bit, maybe it wouldn't have affected a number so large. We'll be able to tell for sure the next time we shoot a double-double. There we go. So let's skip by here. Hopefully before this peg comes back. See. Oh, it's... God. How much... I'm gonna have to check the tape because I don't think we were that low on health. Man, that stinks. I wanted to see those numbers, but... I wanted to get another double-double on there to see that number jump way up. But... So yeah, I guess, yeah, once again, we've put ourselves in the ideal situation for the build we were going for, which, you know, Spinfection build. But say we didn't have grubby gloves, say we didn't have, I forget what the one that adds Spinfection per bomb is, the one that doubles damage and then ticks up. I would say those would be the two important ones, along with status symbol, because that's also a doubling effect of all the debuffs. Once again, pincher maneuver came in really handy there. And then, you know, you just couple of, you know, whatever you can get your hands on. Double trouble's really good. I think maxed out on crit, it applies 10, and even you don't even have to hit damage for whatever reason, for it just targeting hits it. And then, you know, the double doubles just to really juice the numbers against the bosses. But so yeah, I think we could have done this with a few less pieces. You know, but yeah, that was actually an impressive how quick it killed. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I didn't think we were that close. I want to see the numbers, and I'm wondering, is Spinfection damage affected by exploitable? That might be my explanation, because if we're doing 100 or 1,000 extra times damage, whatever it might be, you know, we're just adding zeros to the end of whatever we would normally do, and that might be the case, and I'm not sure if that is. So I hope you enjoyed that one. We'll probably try to do a custom run with the Spinventor next time. I've got something cooking up in my brain. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.